Yes, what's good, people? Welcome to Sarcasm City Presents the Walk to the Octagon podcast with myself, LYNDRIK Zayla.
Myself, BEANZ, and with a special guest.
Yeah, man. What's going on, Jai? How you doing, bro?
You saying? You good?
Yeah, all good, man. BEANZ, what you saying? You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you two?
Right. Yeah, man. All good, bro. All good. Let me just take a little sip of my drink before we get onto this next subject, bro.
Just while it's having a drink, this is the preview show for UFC 254 KHABIB versus Gaethje tomorrow, live from Abu Dhabi.
So, bro,
BT box office, unfortunately, so we'll get streaming people.
So listen, yeah. News just in. There is a little scandal going on. Khabib's weighing. What are we saying, bro? Like there are conspiracy theorists saying that the weighing wasn't done properly and that Khabib didn't make weight properly and all this kind of shit. BEANZ, how do you feel about the whole video, man?
Yeah, well, we've just seen it 20 minutes before we come on.
Yeah,
it's not looking good. There's definitely people that need to be accountable or held accountable and answer the questions what everybody's asking because of it's the bar, isn't it? It looks like they've tampered with it to make sure that he actually makes weight.
Yeah.
Obviously, it does look like he was struggling. He didn't look comfortable even getting on the scales, to be fair.
Yeah.
And the relief in his face when they confirmed he was under the limit, well, the 155 limit, he looks like he won the fight already. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes of it in the next 24 hours. I don't think it will affect the fight personally because there's too much to lose from them just be like cancelling it or whatever. So yeah,
do you think
that who knows?
Because it's a
worse things that happens anyway. There's worse things that happen. Of course, yeah. If it don't get addressed or there's not a reasonable explanation for it, then 100% people are not going to be happy. Like other fighters are not going to be happy because, as we were talking before, LYNDRIK, these guys go through a hell of a lot to cut weight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So if they've done something, which it does look like that with the bar, it's not looking good.
But bro, you got to look at it like this as well, man. If he's missed weight, it can't be a title fight.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way they can do that now is
what the scamming
another weigh-in tomorrow. But he's probably going to weigh already.
I haven't seen the video.
Rehydrated.
When Deontay Davis missed weight, he could still do the fight, but he couldn't. He got the title.
Wasn't for the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because he's actually officially made weight. It's not like he's got on the scales and he's missed weight. Do you know what I mean? He's actually officially made the weight. So whether it's been tampered with or not, that's his probably get out clause. I don't know.
But surely now,
even depends on what Gaethje wants to do and his team. No, it will do. Like someone will have to come out and speak on it, whether it's Dana White or somebody else. Someone's got to come out and speak on it because it might be the commission. I don't know. At this stage, I think it's just a bit too early to say who is actually responsible for coming out and speaking on it. But
well, it's going to be Dana because Dana comes out and speaks about everything, isn't it? He's always the one that talks about it. But
of course, he's going to be the.
Do you actually see someone tampering with the scales? Was it the
So basically, the video shows Khabib getting on the scales. Yeah, they've got the towel in front of him, and the guy he gets on the scales, and the guy literally just nudges the thing like that and goes, "Yeah, cool." But the thing's not stopped moving yet. It's not actually. The scale's not stopped moving. It's supposed to set before they give the thing. If you watch weigh-ins, usually it takes a hell of a long time for them to give the actual official weight. Do you know what I mean? And this guy's going, yeah, in 2 seconds before the weight's even stabilized. So it's like, they've got to address it, bro.
Yeah, but what's Gaethje saying?
I don't know. I've not seen anything from him yet.
I've not seen enough. Yeah, it's all just about the actual weighing at the moment. So I don't think anybody's commented.
Guys, in the comments, if you can let us know if you've seen anything from Gaethje and what he said, just stick it in the comments.
Or from anybody.
Really, do you think he want to jeopardize it and make it a non-title fight? Like,
maybe no, because surely he'd get his title stripped. So that would be a stupid thing.
No, I don't think it. I don't think it'll be stripped. It'll just be a non-title fight. No, I don't think it will get stripped.
What would happen is if Khabib wins, he can't. He won't retain the title. But if Gaethje wins, he wins the title. That's what I think would probably happen in that situation.
I don't
because it's happened before in boxing. I can't think about it in MMA, but in boxing, if you miss weight and there's a title on the line, normally, regardless of if you win, you don't win the title. But if the other guy wins, he can take the title. So the title will still be up for. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna get took off the line because that's not fair on Gaethje because he actually made weight. So it's not fair to punish him. And in fairness, it's not like Khabib's got on there and said, "Just do that quick and don't let it set." So, but then we don't know what's been said backstage.
Exactly, we don't know what teams have said. We don't know, who spoke. Anyone could have spoken to anybody, and anything could have been done. It's one of those things. I think that guy was very quick off the draw to give that decision on what the weight was. From watching the video, it's a bit mad.
We'll see what happens in the next.
Maybe it doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's just, maybe it's just one of those things that they just let slide. Do you know what I mean? John Jones fought getting tested positive for steroids, And John Jones is my guy. I love John Jones. I don't have a bad word to say about John Jones, but he was still there. They made excuses for him so he could fight. So I don't know.
Brock Lesnar against Mark Hunt. And he was like,
true.
Let that go.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, back in the day. And this is the thing: when they're a big star, it changes. It moves the goalpost. If Khabib was just like not as well known, or he didn't have the stardom that he's got, it'd be a different situation. But there's too much money on the line for everybody to lose. So that's what it'll come down to as well. For me personally.
It's one of them things, isn't it? They're either going to address it or they're not. Either way, the fight's going to go ahead. And does it really make any difference, to be fair? Like in what happens at the end of the fight?
Not really.
Not really. I don't think so.
Depends who wins or loses.
Yeah.
That's it. If Khabib wins, it's going to make it more. Make no noise about it. If Gaethje wins, then no more.
All right, then. If we're going to go there, then let's talk about our predictions. Like who thinks what? I know for me personally, I would like to see Gaethje win it. I think he has a great possibility of winning the fight. I don't think he's one of these guys who's just got a puncher's chance. I think he's skillful enough to win the fight. But we know who Khabib is, innit? So I don't know, Jai. What are you saying? What do you think is the deciding factor in who wins this fight?
I think it stays on the feet. Like Gaethje's got a really good chance, Like what he did against Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty decent standing up. But he's got really good wrestling as well. You don't really see that much. But then Khabib just does what he wants, doesn't he? Really he does. But like I really don't know. Like the situation with no crowds, Like you see in football, like all the goals, people scoring, like, you know, it's making a difference. And I think I really don't know, man. I really don't know. I think Gaethje's got a really good chance. Yeah. What about you?
What you're saying? What do you think is like? What's your prediction for the fight? Who do you think wins the fight, and what do you think is the deciding factor in that?
Me? Well, I'm obviously a big Khabib fan, so I'm definitely gonna go with him. But it just depends how the fight does go, because styles make fights, as we all know, and we know predominantly that Khabib is gonna take you down, maul you, try and drain you. But on the flip side, Gaethje's got a great engine. He's got, you know what I mean? He's got elite wrestling background. So this is probably
use it. I reckon he's been saving it for this fight.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've got some stats on him here. Gaethje in the UFC, he's not actually attempted one takedown. His takedown attack offense is 0%, but then his takedown defense is 80%. So he stuffs a lot of takedowns. Then you've got Khabib on the other hand. His takedown offense is he only takes you down 1 in every 2. It's like 44%. So it's just less than half of his attempts will take you down. You know what I mean? So but the mad thing is with him, because I've gone and but this is the thing. I've gone and watched back, because when I seen that start, I was like, that's mad. So I went and watched back a few of his fights, and what he does is the first attempt, if he don't get you, he's still holding on to you. So it's then a case of the transition, what he makes to get you down the second attempt, and that's when it's successful. Do you know what I mean? More time. So even if he gets hold of Gaethje and he defends the first time, it's what he does to get out of that. He's got to maneuver and release to get it back to a standing position. Because if it's standing,
Gaethje got enough strength though to keep it up on his feet?
And no one's got the strength.
Sometimes I don't think it would.
You know, Khabib though, he likes to strike. He likes to strike sometimes, you know, like he did with McGregor.
He can strike.
That's what.
Yeah. He can strike. He can strike. See, guys like him and Usman, because their wrestling is so elite, they don't tend to. People sleep on their stand-up skills, but when you can do what they do so well, you don't need to stand up. You don't need to use it. You go into a fight and you use your strengths. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it just depends where the fight goes. If it goes to the ground, then Khabib. But if it stays standing for the majority of the fight, then you would side with Gaethje, because I think generally he's probably got that. He's probably got the power. I'm not taking nothing away from Khabib's power, but his striking is exceptional.
Phenomenal.
Gaethje's striking.
Why did he against Tony Ferguson?
Yeah,
and Ferguson's not soft.
And you know the mad thing is, if you go back,
punishment.
Ferguson's the reason why I like MMA. Man. I'm telling you,
you know,
Ferguson's got beaten in that fight. Like most other guys.
That's why I'm bummed out about this fight, you know, because we lost BEANZ.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, but that's why I always want this fight to be Ferguson.
I don't think anyone can take that kind of beating what Ferguson took from Gaethje. And the mad thing is, if you go watch back quite a lot of Gaethje's fights, those leg kicks are in every one of his fights. He done it against Poirier, he done it against he done it against Barboza, who's known for his leg kicks. He does it against them all. So it's not like he just
Tony
done
as
it
well.
for like that one particular fight. Yeah, he's done it against the last 4 or 5 guys. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and he lost the Poirier fight as well, but he still absolutely pounded away at his Poirier's leg. You know what I mean? So
got skills, man.
The thing is,
he can bang, bro.
Yeah,
he's not soft, man. He's got
he can.
He's got a hard right hand.
The thing with Gaethje as well is he can take a punch. He's got a good chin. Yeah. Like Gaethje's one of them guys. Like he will take a punch to land free. That's just the type of fighter he is. But then does that play into Khabib's hands, because Khabib can punch as well. It's not like he ain't got power.
It's not on the level of
knockout power for Gaethje's chin, though.
I don't think so, but he hasn't got the skills.
I won't say
Gaethje.
Yeah,
but Khabib's so confident.
It's just
he might try.
Gaethje will get hit.
That's where I think the X factor is, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
mean,
yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting, but I'm going to go with Khabib. I'm sticking with my guy.
So, yeah, you were always going to stick with Khabib anyway. Of course, you were going to stick with Khabib. You're his biggest fan.
It's also his first fight as well, isn't it?
Yeah, man's watched 3 fights, seen him win, and gone, "Oh yeah, Khabib's the greatest in the world." Yeah.
Nah, I've watched him since he come in. To be fair,
I'm
so
joking.
his last fights, even what I said to you before, he fought at welterweight before he come into the UFC. So it's not always fought at lightweight. He's fought at heavier. You know what I mean? The weight class up.
Yeah.
So that could even be something that he uses in terms of it. I know they can't rehydrate as much anymore.
Yeah.
But can probably still do it a little bit. And he's the bigger fighter. So we'll see, innit? It's only less than 24 hours away. But like I say, I'm just going with Khabib based on the fact that I don't think Gaethje will be able to keep him off him for 5 rounds. That will, and no matter what, even if you've got a gas tank, when you've got somebody that's got that kind of strength to hold you down, you're gonna gas no matter what. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just ridiculous power that he's got. And to me, Khabib comes into that category where there's only certain people that can do it in combat sport. So you got the likes of John Jones. John Jones' only defeat was a disqualification. You got Mayweather. He's never got those guys. The only time them guys get beat, I was saying to my cousin earlier on, Tox, big up Tox. Corona kid.
You can't be putting him out.
Yeah, I was saying that sometimes those guys only get beat when they beat themselves. Like, I'll give you a prime example. Nobody would have thought that Joshua would have lost that fight last year to Andy Ruiz. But what he done, he got complacent. Because then if you look at the rematch, it was a boxing. If Fury would have put that performance on against Ruiz, everyone would have been like, "Oh, that's a boxing masterclass."
Yeah,
now,
but
some people will say that,
Joshua
but not everybody. Yeah, exactly. And this is what I'm trying to say, because that was him on his A game. So I'm just gonna box your ears off, and you ain't even gonna touch me. And this is what I'm trying to say. Khabib comes into that category for me in terms of you get world class fighters and you get the elite. And I'm not saying Gaethje's not there. Do you know what I'm saying? But Khabib is definitely there in terms of what he brings to the table. So I'm saying, for me, the only way he loses is if he's not on his game. You know what I mean? So, like, if John Jones is always on his game, and we've seen him not be on his game and still win, but when he's on point, you cannot beat that guy.
Yeah, but John Jones,
we've seen Mayweather have a few stinkers. No, but what I'm saying is, in terms of the mentality and the skill level that they've got, same with Mayweather. When he's on his A game, he's untouchable. You cannot beat him. And that's why I don't want him to come back. Just stay retired, because now you've got age against you. You've got age against you now.
I don't think he's going to come back.
No, but he plays a
serious manner.
I know, but he's always playing around with it, and maybe he just does it to tease people. So I don't know. But like I say, he's done some of those guys. Yeah, just those guys alone, just those ones that I've mentioned, they've got that little bit of magic where, like I say, the only time they get beat is they beat themselves. It's not their opponent, and it's not that you can take nothing away from whoever does beat them, but it's literally down to them as themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. So that's why I don't think Khabib can lose against Gaethje because of the mindset. I
think listen, Khabib's obviously the more superior fighter in this match. Like, that's all round. That's inevitable. I just feel like Gaethje's got a shot at winning the fight. Anyone's got a shot, and I think
he has. That's
what it is. And as well, do you know what? Actually, guys, in the comments,
not anyone. Let's not go too far.
Guys, in the comments, let us know what you think. Put in your predictions, and we'll show them up here, and we'll have a chat about them too. Also, whilst you're at it, make sure you like and subscribe to the Sarcasm City channel to catch Walk to the Octagon. Yeah, man, I think Gaethje's just maybe got that extra thing that will tip the scales a little bit. Because I feel like, we've spoken about it before, BEANZ, about the Conor fight. And I've always said if Conor had, a bunch of fights before. If he maybe had the Cowboy win and then gone into the Khabib fight at that time, then maybe he would have won. Do you know what I mean? Because he held him off for 4 rounds. And that actually makes sense to me because Conor's a great fighter. So it's like he's got that little thing, and I feel like Gaethje's got that little thing that Conor's got. Do you know what I mean? And his power is not. We can't underestimate Gaethje's power. He's knocking guys out. Like,
now what I think is that I'm thinking like you're thinking, Gaethje's got a really good chance. But when I really think about what's going to happen tomorrow, I'm going to be sitting there watching it. Like, here we go again. Khabib just does what he wants.
Really?
Yeah. I keep thinking like Gaethje, but I can just see myself sitting there watching Khabib just do his thing, and just say, "Oh yeah, how could I even doubt him?"
So we got some,
and this is the thing. What
look, so Omar Mali says Khabib round 4. Does it go all the way to round 4?
It could do.
I'm
sure. I don't think it's not going to be a. If it goes early, I'll go with Gaethje. But if it goes later, then I'm going with Khabib.
Yeah.
If we're breaking it down like that,
we got Khabib again. I mean, is that the general consensus? Is Khabib? Is Khabib is Khabib the winner in people's eyes because he's undefeated? Because that happens also.
Not necessarily.
Because that was the case with. It's like we talk about Joshua Ruiz. The whole point about the Joshua Ruiz thing was, Joshua was undefeated, so everyone thinks, oh well, the undefeated guy's not going to get beat. I
think it just depends on your knowledge of the sport as well. Because even if you're undefeated, it doesn't mean to say that you're not able to be beaten. But I think with the Joshua thing, for me, when I seen that fight announced, because I'm a massive boxing fan as well, I already knew about Ruiz, and I was like, wow, okay, this is actually a potential banana skin for Joshua.
Like
if he doesn't go in there. On
original
point.
Opponent,
say that again.
Joshua's original opponent, wasn't he like done for steroids or something?
Yeah, it was Jarrell Miller.
As well, yeah,
steroids, Jarrell Miller. Yeah, so it was like 5 weeks out. Ruiz was. He's just been caught again just recently. You know what I'm saying? Like literally about 2 months ago, he's just been caught again doing it. So yeah, he's finished in the sport as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, but with that fight, with the Joshua fight and Ruiz, what happened in that one? Obviously, it was 5 weeks out. A lot of people don't even remember that Ruiz had just fought a few weeks before, so he was already in good condition. You know, because he'd had a full training camp. And if you go watch some of Ruiz's previous fights, even though he might not have fought anyone elite, he's got all the tools to beat like the top guys. Yeah, but not when like I say in the rematch, you've seen the level. You know what I'm saying? But if Josh would have gone in with that same mindset and the tactics, there would have been no debating. Like he wouldn't have got stopped. Do you know what I mean? So in terms of like an undefeated fighter, like how Khabib is, I think it just depends on the casuals that just know of Khabib because of his stardom and the fame that he's getting now. They will go with Khabib just because they don't know who Gaethje is. But the ones that actually understand, or we've watched it a little bit more in depth and things like that, then we can break it down a little bit more in terms of saying, well, just because he's undefeated. Because even if you look at Gaethje, the guys that he's lost to, they're not like no dead guys. He's only lost to Poirier and Eddie Alvarez, who are in the top 10, you know what I'm saying, of the UFC. So
and the thing is as well, in a rematch, Gaethje definitely has the chance to beat someone like Poirier. Like,
yeah. In to be fair to him, after those 2 defeats, he's actually improved because he's gone away and worked on his craft in terms of he's still got the same skills, but he's just improved them. You know what I mean, kind of thing. So that's why he's gone on a bit of a tear since then.
Yeah, his first fight wasn't against Johnson, and like he got dropped. Was it against
Michael Johnson? Yeah. Michael
he got
Johnson.
Dropped.
That was his first fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good fight. And Khabib's fought him, as well.
Oh, his first fight in UFC.
That was his first fight in UFC.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah, that was his first fight in UFC, which is that's not an easy fight.
Like he's probably tightened up, man. Like against Tony.
I think anybody who's in that mix at the moment is pretty deserving of a shot at the title or even having the title.
Here's another one for you that I've watched with Khabib. The punch that he throws like a whip, and this is one thing that Gaethje is susceptible to is uppercuts. But Khabib throws a punch, right? That it's not like a hook. It's like a weird uppercut. But you don't throw. You know, like when you throw an uppercut, you end up like with your fist like this. Khabib's hand is more flat like that, and it hits the part. You know what I mean? There and connects with your chin. But what he does, if he's not really getting you with the takedown, he'll feint to take you down. But as he drops, you go watch any of the fights because I've seen it, and the opponents are watching him at eye level, and then the eyes drop like this to defend against the takedown, and then all of a sudden he brings it up and cracks you right under the chin, and he drops like pretty much everybody with it. I'm not saying
he's not something that you think Gaethje would have looked at though, because I think for me, Gaethje and his team are intelligent enough to look at those things and go, you know, this is what
you can do. You can have it.
Find your way.
You can have a strategy and you can have a game plan, but sometimes when you get in the cage, it can sometimes that one lapse of concentration or anything can happen. You know what I mean? It's same for Khabib if he's not switched on, because Khabib can get hit. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? It's not like he's got a great stand-up defense, so he can get hit if he's not switched on. And Gaethje captures him with one of them big haymakers that he throws. He's in trouble.
And Gaethje will throw a combination at you and just take you completely out, bro.
He's not
like
he's not afraid.
He's powerful, man. Like he can hit hard, bro, and he can take a punch coming in. It's not. I don't think this is as simple a fight as people have been making out. A lot of people are going, Khabib will win the fight. That's it, game over. And that's what I'm saying. I think people think because Khabib's undefeated and there's a lot of hype around him, you know, they just think, he's just going to take everybody out that's in front of him. And I just don't think that's the case. I think there are people who've shown that there are elements that are holes in Khabib's game and they can be taken advantage of. Do you know what I mean? Conor being one of those people. I just feel like Gaethje's...
I don't think Conor's shown any flaws in Khabib's game. Realistically, I just think that he nullified the takedowns because he didn't really show anything that anybody else hasn't done. Like most of Khabib's opponents will land shots on him. Most of them, if you go back and watch them, Poirier does, Michael Johnson does, all of them. But the difference is he's never fought anybody that's got everything that Gaethje's got, because Gaethje's got the defense to stop him from taking down. Gaethje's got the great movement. Like he never stays in one. You don't stay in the pocket for too long. He's always on his toes. So it's whether Khabib's got the intelligence to cut off the cage, and if he can get him up against the cage, then he's finished. Like you're not getting him off there. But if he stays in open space,
whoever catches the other one's rhythm first is who's going to win the fight for me. That's how I feel about this fight. I feel like if Gaethje can catch Khabib's rhythm in the first round, then by the third, it could be game over. And the same the other way around for me. Same the other way around for me. If Khabib can catch Gaethje's rhythm and he knows where his pockets are, it can be game over by round 3. I don't know, and maybe this is a big statement, but I don't actually know if I see this fight going any more than 3 rounds.
Yeah, you could.
If they go in and fight,
I
can't see it going more than 3 rounds. Jai, what are you saying? Like, what?
You got a good point. It might not go.
No, I just think, like, I reckon Khabib, like, you know, he always likes to strike. So it says, like, you know, I just think Gaethje, after watching him, I watched it again earlier, you know, the Tony fight, and he's just like next level. His hooks, his kicks, like. But Khabib, you know, if he senses any danger that way, you know, it's just going to take him down. Because he did say in the interview as well that, like, you know, he's going to wrestle 25 minutes. So Gaethje is going to be on point from the start. We'll see.
And this is my thing. Like that's my point on it. In terms of the wrestling, yes, we know that Gaethje's got elite sort of is it NCAA wrestling background. But if you look at it, the majority of his fights, I think the last few that I've seen, only Poirier has attempted to really take him down. Nobody else has. Ferguson didn't. I don't remember Michael Johnson trying to take him down because he's a wrestler or he's got a wrestling background.
I know. I think that's a straight up swinging match.
Yeah, exactly. So nobody's really pushed him, even though he's got like 80% takedown defense. That could have just been across 1 or 2 fights.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Either way, it's going to be an exciting main event. It's going to be an amazing fight. I think, and I'm hoping that everybody gets what they paid for that fight.
You just want value for money, innit? That's what it is.
Yeah, I think this is 2 great fighters. That it's going to be exciting. Whoever wins, it doesn't matter. Like I've said, I'd like to see Gaethje win the fight, but I think it's going to be amazing either way. Shall we do a quick rundown of the rest of of that main card?
Yeah.
Go on, Beans. Let them know.
Yeah, the one before that is Robert Whitaker versus Jared Cannonier. So it's basically for the number 1 contender spot for Adesanya.
Right.
So I'll go for you first, Jai. What's your predictions on that? What's your thoughts?
I went Whitaker. Yeah, Whitaker 100%. Like,
I think
he's elite. It's just totally elite. Yeah, I don't know if Cannonier is there, but Adesanya wants to fight Cannonier, but I don't know. I just think Whitaker's gonna punch his face off.
Does Whitaker do anything to Adesanya though, or is it just another fall by the wayside? Oh, okay, he's the number 1 contender. Get him out of the way.
He's already beat him, man. So
Whitaker says that. I don't see it, but
yeah, you can use that's an excuse, and you got beat by the better man.
Wait. Sam Brown said, I can't wait for you lot to pretend like you know the rest of the fighters on the main card. That is jokes, bro.
Listen,
Sam, you're hilarious.
I've got them all here right now. I've got it all right here.
That is funny.
Don't worry, Sam Brown. I got you in it. For me, if you look at the fights, I'll give you a little rundown. Robert Whitaker is 22 wins, 5 defeats. He's lost to Adesanya. He beat Romero. Split decision. That was a great fight.
Yeah.
Twice. And then Darren Till stopped him. That was his last fight. And then Cannonier. See, this is the thing with Cannonier. Like,
Darren Till was a decision, wasn't it? Darren Till.
And Darren Till's not an easy fight, man, for anyone.
Well, no, it was. Yeah, it was. It was a decision. No, Darren Till's.
I mean, Till got He was injured in that fight as well.
Say that again.
I champion Darren Till.
Darren Till was injured in that fight. I think he got injured in that fight. He hurt his knee or something.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did actually. Because I remember watching that fight, and it was a good fight as well. And then with the flip side with Cannonier, he beat Jack Hermansson. That was a close fight, but he just caught him with a sweet uppercut, and that just completely finished. Because his power is, he's got like 70% knock.
Yeah, man, he's got a lot of power.
His losses to Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, that was it.
And Blachowicz. There is 2 big losses.
That's in there. It was light heavyweight.
He beat Anderson Silva. Yeah. He beat Anderson Silva, which I didn't even know. I didn't even know they fought. So I must have missed that one. But
when did he fight Anderson Silva?
I think Silva is he got injured in that fight. I think he did something to his leg again.
Sam Brown said, "Don't forget, Cannonier used to fight at heavyweight. The guy has got some serious power."
Yeah, he's got serious power. This is the thing: if he catches Whitaker, he's in trouble. He has got big power. Like I'm not, and this is why I think
Whitaker, like one of them. He's on the next level. Well, then actually, he did get.
No, he is definitely, but I think, this is the thing where what plays into Cannonier's into his game, where if Whitaker don't use his head and just try and use his skills to the best of his ability, and he just tries to go in there and even dare to have like a trade-off with Cannonier, he's getting knocked out. Because that guy, if you watch some of Cannonier's knockouts, it's one punch. Now, I'm not saying Whitaker don't have that, but when we're talking like different levels, if you look at the knockout percentage, Cannonier's is 70% and Whitaker's is 48%. So,
hey, Beans, look, Sam Brown said he's also mental and believes he draws power from magic stone.
Whatever.
Bro, it sounds like we need to get Sam Brown on here as a guest, bro, because he's funny, bro. He's jokes.
No, he is. Yeah, for real. I don't know.
I think on as a guest, bro.
Definitely, innit? More than welcome. I think Whitaker's definitely the favourite, but I wouldn't.
But is it a case of Whitaker being the most favourite because he's popular?
I won't even say popular. He's just got a bigger name. He's got a better record. In terms of who's favorite? I don't look at the odds and things like that when it comes down to.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't really look at stuff like that because it don't mean anything to me most of the time. That's just a book, isn't it? Like, I'm betting people. Like, you can do that in any sport. You can put a bet on tomorrow City beating West Ham, and they might get beat 1-0. So, not that
it's the same. Like, things have changed now. Like, without the crowds, it affects all these sports people, man.
Yeah. That can definitely play its part, because I've even listened to some guys, especially in combat sports, where they say like I'll give you a prime example. Derek Chisora, he is a guy that thrives off the crowd, so it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on next week against Usyk with no crowd, because he's someone that when the crowd are behind him, it's like an extra 10-15% that he can get out of him. So it could be the same with these guys. We don't know, because like you said, there's no crowd. So who does that benefit? To me, Whitaker's fought in front of bigger crowds. So then Cannonier. So does that favour Cannonier because he's not fought in front of big? There must be some odds somewhere.
Yeah,
it don't matter.
Maybe it's not. Maybe the Khabib fight's just taking over it all, innit? No one cares about Whitaker and Cannonier.
Just absolutely blew everything out. Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna go with Cannonier.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go because I just feel like this is one of those fights where that one punch can count, because he does carry that power. You know what I mean?
Well, so I'm gonna be a casual fan on this one, because of being a casual fan of Whitaker and them lot, and just say that Whitaker's gonna win.
Same with you as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just being a casual though. Why do you think Whitaker's gonna win, Jai?
Because he's just the elite. He's like top level.
But what is it that makes him like? What is it that makes him so elite? Because he's been beaten, right?
Yeah, he's only been beaten by who? Adesanya. Like recently, I think.
Well, no, he's got a few. He's got a few losses on his record,
but he hasn't lost because he had the belt for ages.
Well, he's lost five, but I'm not too sure other than Adesanya who the other big. I don't think there's anyone big. Could be early on in his career. Because I've not seen him lose.
No, he's just gotten so good.
Right.
Yeah. Like literally, I've only seen his last 6 fights again. I know only Adesanya's But Adesanya is like, again, he's one of those guys that are put in that same bracket as John Jones, Mayweather, all them guys. He can only get beat if he beats himself, if he's not in there.
Yeah, I don't see anybody beating Adesanya anytime soon.
I don't want to see him and John Jones fight.
No, I don't want to see that. I do and I don't. I do and I don't. It's just whatever, like, because I love them both, so I don't want to see them fight each other. I don't want to see any of them lose.
Yeah, so but that's a big fight, because that's when Adesanya loses for me, bro.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because Adesanya is very much like
me, bro. I don't care. I don't want to hear it, Beans. No, you always do this to me, and I don't want to hear it, bro. No, that's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's John Jones is the best, bro. Game over.
Yeah,
I don't even want to have a debate about it. I'm not going to argue with you about it.
I'm trying to take my emotions out of it, because for me, John Jones is he's my favorite. Like, he is the greatest of all time. Nobody's better than John Jones, pound for pound, in my opinion. So yeah, like, and if they do fight, yes, of course, I would definitely side with Jones, because that's where my heart would take me as well. But you can't fully rule out Adesanya. It depends again at what weight they fight at, because obviously they're not in the same weight class. So listen to me now, yeah. If you've got £1 left, yeah, to your name, yeah, and you can bet it on one of them, and the winnings is going to be £1 million, yeah. Who are you betting on? John Jones or Adesanya? Jones. Me. I bet on me.
You're a fucking idiot.
No. I'll definitely bet on Jones. Of course I have.
Right, there you go then.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Adesanya has got the skill set to beat John Jones if John Jones is not on his game. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, you said you would put your pound. You don't know if John Jones is going to be on his game or not. You said you would put your pound on John Jones. So that to me, yeah, that to me says Adesanya can't beat John Jones. That's like I said when we started the conversation, that's the night that Adesanya loses. And I don't want to see Adesanya lose, but I'm sorry, if you're going to fight John Jones, you're going to lose. And I want to see you lose that fight because I love John Jones.
No, but that for me is not like... No, that for me is not guaranteed John Jones is going to win. That's me trying to win £1 million using my head.
No, bro. No, bro.
Yeah,
don't do like that. Look, you made my mic fall over and everything, bro. So I'm all twisted up.
Like I said, yeah, John Jones is definitely the favorite. Just like Khabib is the favorite in this fight. But if he goes in there with that same mindset, underestimate Adesanya, that's when you can slip up. And that's what I'm trying to say about these guys with that elite level skill set. If you go in there,
I don't think John Jones would underestimate Adesanya, though. I think he understands him. I think he respects his game.
Yeah, probably. Just depends on it.
You can't not, bro. Look at the way he fights. John Jones can't watch Adesanya fight and go, I don't respect the way he fights. I don't respect his skill level. Okay. He's got to.
Look at his last 4 fights. Okay, he's won them, but Gustafsson, the first fight, some people think he lost that fight. I just think he won the last 2 rounds, which gave him the victory.
Yeah, but the second fight just negates the first fight.
Yeah, when you fight a champion as well, you have to remember, if you go the full distance, you have to convincingly beat the champion. You can't just be close, because they're always going to go with the champion 9 times out of 10.
Well, it's like Lopez fighting Lomachenko the other night. Like, you know, he
completely dominated that fight. Yeah, of course, and that's what you have to do. You have to do that. If you don't,
you had to do that.
Yeah, the only one in recent times where you can say is a bit of a robbery was Fury against Wilder in the first fight.
Oh, what do you mean a bit of a robbery? It was a full-on 100%.
No, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to think. That's the only recent one in recent times that I can think of.
Reyes versus Jones. Reyes, I think he won the first 3 rounds. Like, I thought that was over.
Do you think Reyes was a robbery?
No, because again, look at that. If you look at the last 2 rounds, see, this is what's Jones is smart.
Yeah, John Jones beat him up for the last 2 rounds.
He probably knew he was down and thought, you know what, let me get these what they call the championship rounds. Yeah. Let me make sure I win those 2. And that could tip it my way. And that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? So if you look at his last few performances, he's not even been the John Jones that we've seen prior to those.
We haven't seen that John Jones in a long time, bro. He hasn't been around for a long time.
HBC.
But again, he's still getting the W's, and this is what I'm trying to say. He knows how to win, no matter what happens. Whether we all agree or not, he still gets the W's, and that's what I'm saying with Adesanya.
I personally think John Jones is past his peak now. I think he's on like a downward spiral.
No,
I think so.
I think he needs a new challenge, which is why he's going to heavyweight. I think he's got a new challenge. I think
he's gonna have trouble at heavyweight, you know, because I think he is on a downward spiral. Like his last few fights, he hasn't been like how he was when he was first, you know. And I think,
it can happen to anyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just that's what things happened to Tony Ferguson, you know, like.
He was the other guy, Thiago Silva. In that fight, he didn't dominate that fight. And Thiago Silva, is it Thiago Silva? Not Thiago Silva. Thiago, you know the
Santos,
the guy that John Jones fought. Santos, yeah.
Santos.
He had 1 leg for most of that fight.
Yeah,
Santos. Remember, he got injured, and he still couldn't put him out.
Did it look like he was trying to put him out? No, did you know what? I'm not trying to make excuses for John Jones. We're not going to go down that route because it sounds like I'm making excuses.
Oh, we'll get back to this card anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I was going to say, is there anybody else on this card that we need to mention?
Yeah. Do the rest of the
card. You got Khabib's boy. Let me pronounce his name properly. Ankalov, or whatever it's called, and then Ian Katiba in the rematch.
I was going to leave you to die on that one, bro. I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm just going to leave you to die on it.
No, that is going to be like a wild fight. That's going to be a real wild fight. It's like
excited about this Khabib guy, isn't it?
Yeah. He didn't see it, so I was explaining to him what happened because Katiba, in it, he tried to play possum and pretend he was hurt. And the referee stopped the fight, thinking that he actually wasn't. So
the guy hit him, so shaking, waiting for the guy to come in again. Then he folded overhand right, trying to swing, knock him out. But because he kept doing that, the referee's like, "You're out. It's over." And immediately he's like, "No." So, I think the second time, there was a fight a couple of weeks ago, and he got corona or something, didn't he? He tested positive for corona.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so that's why he got cancelled, and now it's been booked again.
Oh, shit. That corona, man. It'll get
this guy, nobody wants to fight him. Nobody wants to. Even Dana White saying it's so hard to get this guy a fight because nobody wants to fight him because he's so. Yeah, I've seen 2 of his fights. That's all I've seen. But in both of them, I'm like, okay, yeah. I understand why people are running scared of this guy.
I haven't watched him yet, so I don't know how dangerous he is, but I haven't watched him yet.
He's just from the same school as Khabib, like that same. Because I think he's from Dagestan in here. I'm sure he is.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he's more
fights in the same. He's more what?
I think he's more of a striker. I think so. I'm not positive.
Yeah. No, he's definitely got more of a better stand-up because he lost. His only loss is to some guy I've never heard of, Paul Craig.
Right.
Who's he?
Oh, Paul Craig.
So that was,
Paul Craig.
I don't know.
The Bear Jew.
That's who beat him.
Is that what they call him?
Yeah, the Bear Jew.
Did they take that from Inglourious
Bastards? Yes. Yes, he did it. I think so.
See?
So yeah, that's
get on your movie shit, people. Get on your movie shit. Inglorious Bastards. That's the one. That movie's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
that's a dope movie. I like that movie, but it's crazy.
I'm gonna go with Magomed again. I just think he'll beat him.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not taking enough away from KHABIB because he is powerful, but I just think it'll be the same outcome, but more clinical this time. No need for the
a proper finish.
He won't go in there and make KHABIB. Yeah, it'll be a proper finish, innit? But they were slugging it out in that fight. Yeah, Walt Harris against Volkov.
Okay.
That's a good fight.
I
don't know either of those guys, so I don't know.
Yeah, like Volkov, I think he was the wasn't he Bellator or KSW champion? I think he was Bellator champion. Right. He came over, and he's a really good heavyweight, really good.
Is he doing well in the UFC or?
He was doing well. No, he's like even. He's what?
He's only lost to like the elite guys. He's only lost to Curtis Blades. Well, in UFC, he's lost to Curtis Blades and Derek Brunson.
So how many fights has he had in the UFC then?
Sorry, Derek Brunson, Derek Lewis. Yeah, say it again.
How many fights has he had in the UFC?
Like 3 or 4.
So he's lost 2 of his 4.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of experience.
But the Lewis fight, he was like winning it all the way until like the very end. Lewis just caught him.
Wait, yeah, 1 second, bro.
Was that the one when he ripped his shorts off?
You're talking about the wrong guy, by the way. KHABIB's boy is Makhachev, and he's not fighting on the card anymore. His opponent pulled out. I didn't know there was. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I didn't say anything about his opponent pulling out.
No, I've not seen
it. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, by the way, Sam, because we were out here chatting a whole load. Is there anyone else on the card we need to mention? Is there anyone else on the card?
There's 2 other fights, but not even worth discussing. I don't know who they are.
All right. Well, cool. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We appreciate it here at the Walk to the Octagon podcast. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share it with your friends, hit that on Instagram. Beans, do you want to let them know your socials? Let them know where you're at.
Instagram, Beans8207DE. Twitter's the same, Beans8207DE.
Jai, let them know where you're at, bro.
Instagram, Jai_Eddie. That's it.
Yeah, my G. You can catch me at I am LYNDRIK Zayla on all socials. My EP is dropping on the 30th next Friday. So go check that out on all streaming platforms. I'll make sure everything is there. Everybody's links will be in the description on if you're watching on YouTube. Please drop a like on Facebook and Twitter. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in us. This is the Walk to the Octagon podcast.
Anyone that's watching live or you watch this back, we will be going live literally 15-20 minutes after.
Straight after. Well, good. 15-20 minutes after. We'll be back on the channel. We'll be catching up with the winner of the Gaethje and KHABIB fight. So please make sure you tune to that. Thank you so much, guys.
Let's go. Yeah, straight after the fight and that. Let's go.
Now man. Oh, what's going on, Flawless? Yeah,
let's
bro.
Go, man.
Flawless in the building.
Get me. Nah, I just have to come on because you man did well. You get what I'm saying? The numbers was big and that. So yeah, salute to you, man. You man held it down, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Blessings, guys. Take care.